Welcome to Harold Crumb Field as the 7-0 Lexington Minutemen are set to take off against the 3-4 Andover Golden Warriors. Coming into this game, Lexington is on a 7-win streak behind quarterback South Relic, while on the other side of the field, it's not too much luck for Andover as they've had a pretty tough season, going 3-4 so far, including their last loss, 49-13 at Central Catholic, which is the #1 seed. This is Friday Night Football. I'm Joe Viscioni and LexMedia's coverage here. At 6 o'clock here, what a beautiful game almost set to take off. The winner of tonight's matchup will advance to play either St. John's Prep or Everett. Everett is also 7-0 as St. John's Prep is struggling on the season, 3-4. And looks like after the huddle is set, Andover is set to kick this one off by Peter Stylos. And the kick is up, and that's the start of the game on a squib caught by Lexington. He's going to try to run it up a bit before being brought down in a pile around the 31-yard line. So jogging onto the field now is the high-powered Lexington offense led by South Relic. Relic leads this team, averaging 44 points per game, one of the highest in the Middlesex Freedom Division. Coming into this game, Lexington is the #2 seed going up against the 7 seed Andover, which knocked them off in overtime last year, 54-48. Lexington trying to avenge that. And here's Freelick lined up in the shotgun, empty backfield. And trying to get his players set up. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Andover showing a 5-man rush. Freelick goes back into the pocket, fires over to Bianchi, who makes the reception over the top, and he's going to streak it all the way into the end zone. And just like that, Anthony Bianchi connects on the first play of the game, giving the Minutemen a 6-point lead. And what a great route. Looks like he was going to do a slant, but went right over the top, beat his corner, and no one could catch him. No safety over the top help, and Bianchi was just gone. And just like that, that offense is off to a fantastic start. And the kick is good snap. Straight through the left uprights, making the score 7-0 about 15 seconds into the first quarter. So just like that, Lexington's on the board and ready to get rolling. So Lexington's defense is going to have to get ready for their first drive. And Freelick already asserting his dominance on that throw. The multi-sport athlete who also has a scholarship opportunity with Boston College for baseball was shown gunning it there. And so far this season, Lexington's offense has been rolling as they have outscored their opponents by an average of 23 points per game at home. So their home crowd definitely gives them a boost. Here's number 11, Duncan Hewitt, after knocking through that extra point, set to kick this one off from the 35. Taking his steps, nice high kick to about the 20-yard line, going to be fielded right up the middle, has a couple blocks, and is tackled at the 35-yard line by Lexington. So Max Stevens makes the tackle. Stevens, a fantastic linebacker, known for being able to get after the quarterback, put some pressure on him, and bring him down. Hopefully he's going to do that again in tonight's matchup. It will definitely be a hopeful boost to this powerful defense. And showing a cover 2 right now. Lotto takes the snap in the shotgun on the halfback draw up the middle, picking up a couple yards before being stuffed by number, I believe, number 50. So number 58, number 68 making the tackle. And part of this defense, definitely got to give some credit to the big man up front, defensive tackle, 6'2", 315, Tenzin Parashur, who's definitely going to occupy some extra blockers tonight. Now back in the shotgun, drops back, nearly drops the ball, and is wrapped up for a sack at the behind the line of scrimmage. As it looked like Max Stevens, combined with that is number 52, Luke Butler, got credited for the takedown, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long. Number 18, Nick Delato in the shotgun, looking to connect with his receiver, Gillette, who had a big game almost a year ago versus Lexington, trying to repeat that same performance. Takes a snap, 4-man rush, has time, throws across the center of the field, and over his intended receiver's head, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So Ben Quint on the coverage. And just like that, the Golden Warriors are set to punt after a 3-and-out. So not a great first offensive drive. Peter Stylos to punt this one away, a bit of an Australian type of kick as it gets a pretty good roll. Still going to about the 25 and down, but there's a flag on the field. So let's see what it's going to be. Looks like it is going to be towards Lexington. So this is so it looks like the flag was a no foul. Coach might have tried to talk it back with the official. And Lexington's offense jogs onto the field for their 2nd play of the quarter. Last play was on that beautiful bomb, about 58 yards over to Bianchi from Freelick. And their offense is going to try to repeat the same success. Freelick in the empty backfield, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Looking at the cover 1. Freelick fires to the left for a deep ball, and that pass is incomplete. Great coverage by the Warriors on that one. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down. And so far, Lexington is already showing that they're trying to test this defense and this system, targeting downfield on a couple big plays. Freelick with some options here on the offense, has a lot of weapons, including number 28 lined up to the right, Ben Quint. He's had a big season at running back and linebacker. Quint in motion, takes a snap. Freelick's going to fake it on the quarterback draw, up the middle, still on his feet, picking up the 1st down, bursting into the secondary and out of bounds across the 45-yard line. Sal Freelick showing his mobility. And just like that, the Minutemen are back into the Warriors' territory. And back in the no huddle, here's Freelick. As Blanchard in motion. Takes the snap, has an extra blocker from Quinn, fires incomplete. Intended for Bianchi, might have been looks like a late tackle. But we got a flag on the play. And the pass went incomplete for Bianchi, and the foul is going to be against Lexington. And Lexington is definitely very upset with that, as head coach George Peterson is screaming at the referee to try to get that call overturned. So after the big gain, Lexington gets knocked back a few yards and back into their decent territory. And the winner of tonight's matchup will go on to face either St. John's Prep or Everett, as we discussed earlier here. Lexington coming into the game is 7-0, holding the 2 seed in the Middlesex Freedom Division playoffs, as Andover as the 7 seed. So 2 fouls on the play against Lexington. So unsportsmanlike conduct against Lexington. Looks like it could be against Bianchi after the late push-off on that play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and a loss of yardage, so Freelick's big run gets negated.
That was a dead ball foul. It was a loss of down, so it'll be 3rd down for Lexington.
So 2nd down here for Lexington. And here's Freelick, has Bianchi in motion, fakes it, gonna rush it himself, and gives it over on the pitch to Quince, picking up some space and out of bounds around the 40-yard line. And what a great handoff, and Quint just accelerating and showing his speed, able to pick up the 1st down. And here's Freelick, back around neutral territory. And that's going to be 3rd down, my bad, as Bianchi jumps from the backfield over into the slot. Freelick in the shotgun, has four receivers out there, pressured, fires over the top, and that pass is intercepted by Andover at the 47-yard line. And Sal Freelick makes a costly mistake, putting the Golden Warriors in fantastic field position. And it seemed like Freelick was aiming for one of his receivers to come over the top on a slant route, but one of the Andover linebackers was able just to jump in front of it on the pick play and just intercept the ball. So Nick Delato and his offense jogging back on here. 3 receivers to the left in the trips formation, 2 to the right, empty backfield. Delato looking for a call. Has a man in motion, gives it to him over up on the draw on the left side, and wrapped up and around behind the line of scrimmage at about the 39-40-yard line. And Lexington makes a great tackle. So 2nd and 18 after the 8-yard tackle for loss by the Minutemen. Delato trying to negate that pass play, is going to run it on the quarterback draw, but stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Luke Butler, who got to him first. And Butler read that perfectly, was able to shut off his block and make the tackle, wasn't fooled by the halfback in motion to the right. And just like that, that's going to bring up a 3rd and 17. As this Lexington defense has been holding up so far tonight, as they've been containing Gillette. In the shotgun, Delato takes the snap, has time, fires to his left. That pass looks like it's going to fall incomplete, out of bounds, intended for the man Gillette, and that's going to bring up a 4th down as the punting unit comes onto the field. So Ben Quint, the punt returner, getting set for this one. Quint's had a couple special teams fantastic plays so far this year, trying to run this one back and put Lexington in good field position. And Stiles with a nice punt to about the 25-yard line drive. Quint makes a man miss and wrapped up at around the 36, 37-yard line. So 23, Matt Mager making the special teams stop. And Freelick in the offense will take over near the 35. And Sal Freelick in his senior year trying to get something going in the playoffs. Last year they were eliminated by Andover, as we spoke about. Would be 1 year in 2 days. Freelick, here he is, fakes it over to Quint. Quint taking it up the middle before being wrapped up at around the 41-yard line. So John Mulata making the stop. So picking up decent yardage. Here is Freelick in the shotgun. Quint fakes it up the middle, picks up the 1st down across the 48, 49-yard line. And looks like a bit of a scuffle after the play between number 53, Max Kosian on Lexington. And just like that, Lexington is back into good offensive territory. Quint in motion, has an extra blocker. Freelick on the screen over to his left. That's Bianchi, and he is wrapped up after picking up a nice gain out of the flat.
Brought down by number 5, Anthony Delora. Bianchi picks up 4, 2nd down at 6.
So Bianchi with a nice little reception to continue the clock to go down below around 5 minutes remaining, as in this beautiful Friday night matchup of Friday night football. Here's Freelick in the shotgun, has a man to his right, takes the snap, fakes it on the play action, fires across the middle, incomplete, intended for Bianchi. Wanted a pass interference, but nothing's thrown. And Freelick made a beautiful back shoulder throw to Bianchi, but he just couldn't hang on to it. And just like that, it's going to bring up 3rd down for the Minutemen. Freelick in the gun, has a man in motion, drops back, has some time, flag on the field, scrambling to his right and hits his man Quint out of the flat. Quint going up the left sideline, cutting it for the pylons, and is in for the touchdown, but we'll have to see what the flag is going to be on. Would be a touchdown if the flag is against Andover, as we wait for the officials to come out with the penalty.
Illegal procedure against
And Lexington gets hit with an illegal procedure penalty, so 5 yards, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11 for Lexington. Definitely killer. And just like that, the Minutemen are hit with their 2nd stupid penalty of the drive. Freelick in the shotgun has 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Andover backing up into a cover 1. Here's Freelick in the gun, fires over, and that's intercepted for the 2nd time in the night. Across the 40 and down around the 35-yard line. And Andover showing their elite defensive plays, as Freelick is in disarray in the 1st quarter already with 2 interceptions. Seems like Freelick wanted to fire over to his left on a quick little 5-yard out route to Quint, but instead Andover just jumps in front of it and is able to intercept the ball for the 2nd time in the night. Here's Delato being blessed with great field position. Takes the snap, fakes it on the play action. The lefty fires across the middle, and that pass is caught for a touchdown. And just like that, the Golden Warriors are back in the game from a beautiful throw by Nick Delato, the senior quarterback. So, number 11, Patrick Dennehy on the touchdown reception. And that kick is up and right through the right side of the uprights, and that's going to even the score at 7 apiece. And an interception leads to a beautiful touchdown for the Golden Warriors, as turnovers is killing the Minutemen early in this ball game. And 4:15 remaining. Lexington having a pretty much nightmare start offensively. Defensively, Lexington has been holding up pretty fine, except for that past touchdown reception by Dennehy. Nonetheless, head coach George Peterson not too happy with his squad so far. Plenty of time to change that, though. Seamus Florio set to kick this one off from the 35-yard line, as ball's a bit of a squib over out to the 18-yard line before being picked up by 1 for Lexington, who's wrapped up around the 25. Josiah Fleming on the return. Picking up about 11.
And the ball is at their own 25-yard line.
So Freelick with his 3rd drive of the night. With his 4th drive of the night. The last 2 ended in interceptions. The first one was a fantastic 60-yard touchdown to Bianchi. In the lone backfield is Freelick. Has 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. And Blanchard in motion. And Freelick is going to take it himself, putting on some moves, turning on the Jets, picking up the 1st down and more. And Sal Freelick proving why he is one of the best in the state at what he does. And just like that, Lexington picks up the 1st down. Back in the no huddle, here's Bianchi on the sweep, and he's wrapped up around the 44-yard line, tripped up by the ankles. So here's Freelick Taking his time, motions Quint over to the right. Trying to get a new play call set up. High snap, Freelick stands up, pressure up the middle, fires, incomplete pass intended for number 85, Noah Monzillo. Number 23, Matt Meager on the coverage. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Lexington Minutemen offense. Stopping the clock at around 3:12. Here's Freelick trying to command his offensive line. Takes a snap. Has some time in the pocket. Throws a deep ball over the head of Monzillo. That pass falls incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 4th down as the punting unit is going to jog onto the field. And it was a great idea by Freelick to try to fire over the top to Monzillo. It seemed like he got a couple feet over the cornerback, but it was just slightly overthrown by Freelick, as even someone when you're 6 feet tall can't make that reception. And Freelick on the bench not too happy with his effort so far in the first quarter, but there's still 3 more to try to change the course of the game. Here's Bianchi on the fake. Bianchi picking up speed, and just wait for it to see if he got it. And it could be about a yard short. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Looks like it was just about a yard short as he went out of bounds of the 1st down. So Andover starts with great field position around the neutral zone, 50-yard line. And Delato has been blessed with some fantastic field position tonight after the past 2 interceptions and now this turnover on downs. Here's Delato. Has a man in the backfield with him who gives it on the draw. And he is stuffed up and around the line of scrimmage by a plethora of Minutemen. Number 3, Joshua Ramos on the carry. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10, no gain. As Andover splits out of their huddle. Lexington in a cover 2 defense trying to contain any deep balls from happening. Here we go, Delato takes the snap, has time, fires to a wide open man. Number 11, Patrick Dennehy on the reception, making the beautiful over the shoulder grab, moving the chains, and just like that, Andover's in scoring position to try to take the lead. Ball at the 27-yard line. There you go, Delato in the no huddle. Has a man in the backfield, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Delato takes the snap, gives it over on the draw, up the middle. His man finds some space, won't go down into the secondary at around the 15. And I believe that was Ramos on the carry, picking up the 1st down. Back in the shotgun, 5-man rush. That pass is fired up. Back shoulder catch is made. What a reception by, I believe, number 88, Gillette, who made the catch. The star receiver making the leaping grab in the back of the end zone. And Lexington collapsing on all fronts to start this game out after giving up that touchdown. And that's a fake. Number 4 fires into the end zone, and that is no good. Seamus Florio tried to fake him out on the 2-point conversion. No good, so that's going to bring it up to 13-7 here at Harold Crum Field, as the Minutemen were once leading, now down by 6 at home. Trying not to repeat their same misfortune as last year when they lost 54-48. I'll try as much not to remind all you folks from Lexington as much about that game. The Golden Warriors without their star quarterback this year, E.J. Perry, who was redshirted at Boston College, son of the head coach. And nonetheless, Delato is feeling in pretty good tonight after making that beautiful dime completion over to Gillette. And it's pretty easy when you have a star receiver like that who's big-bodied, can take the top off the defense and really just get into the end zone. Here's the kick up for Seamus Florio. It's a roller, and here's number 1 for Lexington, who is wrapped up at around the 32-yard line. Fleming on the carry, and looks like there's a player down on the field and hurt. Number 86, Vincent Bono, a little shaken up, grabbing his right thigh after that one. And here's Freelick. The past 2 drives have ended up in interceptions and punts, trying to change that here. Stacked formation of receivers to the left. Freelick fakes the handoff and gives it over to Quinn, who is stuffed at the line of scrimmage by a combination of players. Number 53, Daniel Blattman, one of the main tacklers. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. 2 receivers stacked to the right, into the left. Here's Freelick, fakes it on the screen to Bianchi. Bianchi trying to pick up some space and wrapped up as he picks up about 5. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down for Freelick in the offense. In the no huddle, Freelick wasting no time, scrambles to his right. Still on his feet, Freelick making a man miss and wrapped up at around the 38, 39-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And head coach George Peterson very displeased with the effort right there. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, as the Lexington Minutemen are down 13-7 here at Harold Crum Field, and we'll see you at the start of the second quarter.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
So we're back for the start of the second quarter as the Lexington Minutemen are down 13-7 here at Harold Crum Field. Sal Freelick not having the greatest start to this game, already throwing 2 interceptions, trying to change his fortune here. And it's going to be a 4th and 3 for the offenses. Freelick is going to go for it. Drops back, showing a late blitz. That pass is caught by Ben Quint on a dime out of the flat, streaking across the center of the field. He won't be caught. And just like that, the Minutemen have life from Ben Quint on the beautiful touchdown reception. And Freelick saw the 6-man rush, was able to drop a beautiful, was able to loft a pass over the defense into Quint. And when you have a man like Quint who can make that many miss that many tackles and create that much havoc after the catch, it's pretty easy for the quarterback. And with this extra point, it would allow the Minutemen to take the lead here as Hewitt. Duncan Hewitt, kick is up. And it is through the right uprights, and just like that, the Minutemen are back in the game and have the lead 14-13. After a fantastic reception by Ben Quint, the senior. Lexington trying to game plan for their next play. Wouldn't actually be too surprised if we could see some trickery on the kickoff, as they have shown that they are willing to go forward on 4th down and maybe even attempt an onside kick. Nonetheless, Hewitt lining up his steps to kick this one off from the 40-yard line. Taking the steps, and that kick is up. It's a high one to about the back of towards the right end zone around the 5. That's going to be returned by Andover. Making a man miss and accelerating. And wrapped up at around the 34. Duncan Hewitt wrapping him up, the kicker, adding the special team tackle. And the Golden Warriors trying to get another offensive play going after connecting with Gillette on the 17-yard touchdown pass, as they're trying to get him more involved in this game. Here's Delato, has 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes it on the screen over to his man, number 41, who is wrapped up by Lane at the 40-yard line. John Murata, the captain wide receiver, on the reception. And that, as he picks up about 8. And Andover breaking out of the huddle after the nice pickup. Here's Delata in the gun. Sees a blitz from Stevens up the middle, fires on the screen to an open man. Number 21 going out of bounds near the 50-yard line. That was Brendan Moody on the reception out of the flat. And Andover moving the chains early into the second quarter. And Lexington's defense still going with the cover 2, trying to set up. Delata has Moody in the backfield, takes the snap, fakes the draw on the play action, fires over the top, and that pass is incompleted. Number 28, Ben Quint, early came up with it. And that was intended for Moody, who made the drop across the center of the field. Had Quint right around him. So 2nd and 10 for Delato. Delato, the backup. Takes the play action. Looks like we got 2 flags on the play. And that's going to most likely be a false start against the offense.
Penalty was against Andover.
And it is 5-yard penalty. So Andover gets hit with a very stupid call, easy fix for them to make, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and long.
15 for Andover.
Here's Delato, fires over on the screen to his left, making a man miss, spinning it before being wrapped up
He's tackled by number 11, Duncan Hewitt.
across the 43-yard line. Duncan Hewitt wrapping him up.
That'll bring up 2 down for Andover.
So here's Nick Delato on the 3rd and 3.
At the Lexington 42-yard line.
Delato, plenty of options. Takes the snap, gives it over on the pitch to his man Moody. Moody up the side, picks up the 1st down and more.
Tackled by Jack Marson and Ben Quint.
Ben Quint and Jack Marson combining on the tackle. Nonetheless, Andover picks up the 1st down. And the Golden Warriors offense struggled in the first quarter, is now moving at will through the Minutemen in this second quarter.
The ball is at the Lexington 36-yard line.
Here's Delato in the shotgun, takes the snap, fires to the left for Moody. Moody out of the flat, jumps over a man before being wrapped up about a yard or 2 short of the 1st.
Pass complete to Brendan Moody. He's tackled by Ben Quint.
And a great play call, no one around him, but there's going to be a point when Arlington's going to have to, Andover's going to have to do something other than just call screens, and that's a timeout for Lexington as the Minutemen try to regroup defensively.
Get your 50-50 raffle. The winner will be drawn at halftime.
Their defense hasn't been struggling too much this year, only allowing 21 points per game, a huge improvement from last year where they averaged 34 points per game. And both teams setting up to huddle up here. Andover is almost certainly trying to get the ball to their star receiver, Cedric Gillette, who has been locked up for most of the game, as they have been giving him extra help, over the top help from Ben Quint. And here's going to bring up a 2nd down, a bit of change in personnel for the Minutemen as they have one deep safety over the top to try to prevent any long throws. Stacked receivers to the right and the left. Delato trying to draw a man off sides, drops back, has time, waiting, fires over the top for 11, and he's tripped up, incomplete. Number 11, Patrick Dennehy, nearly made the grab before falling to the turf.
Jack Marson in on the coverage for Lexington.
So Jack Marson on the coverage, proving that he can space out and cover a pretty big bodied tight end. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down for Andover, 3rd and 1. The Warriors getting close into field goal range. Could be a possibility, as though you don't see too much in high school.
The ball is at the Lexington 28-yard line. 3rd down and 1.
Andover at the 28-yard line. And here's Delato, who's going to rush it himself, pick up the 1st down easily before being wrapped up.
Delato across for the 1st down. 1st and 10.
Picking up some easy yardage, and if you're Lexington, your defense has to know that That's almost certainly going to be a quarterback keeper play, but Lexington just wasn't ready for it and had no one near the left side.
Stop for Lexington.
And Delato, after talking to his coach, E.J. Perry, they're trying to get on for the third score of the night. Delato in the shotgun, drops back, fakes the screen, has no one open and fires out of bounds. As Parashore, the defensive tackle, got up the middle and got some decent pressure on Delato as he was forced to throw the ball incomplete out of bounds. So the big man providing some defensive presence to this squad, as they certainly need it. Lexington only holding on to a 1-point lead in the second quarter. 6:56 remaining, 2nd and 10. Delato in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, has an extra blocker. Fires to his right, that pass is completed. Over to his man, number 21, Moody, streaking across the field on the slant. And that's going to move the chains for another first down.
First down, Andover. The ball is at the Lexington 12-yard line.
So at the 12, Andover with plenty of space to pick up the first down and maybe go into a 1st and goal. Has Josh Ramos in the backfield with him. Here's Delato, takes a snap, gives it over to Ramos, who finds the hole before being wrapped up by number 8, James Lane.
Joshua Ramos on the carry. Tackled by number 8, James Lane. Ramos picks up 3. 2nd down and 7.
So a 3-yard gain for Ramos as the clock continues to tick down. And that could be a strategy for either team later in the game, as this is a pretty close one, as so far Andover has been controlling the time of possession. Usually the other way around, but this time Andover is proving to be a formidable threat. Delato, and that's going to be a timeout on the field.
Andover.
So Andover takes a timeout. Delato calling for that one. Maybe didn't trust the offensive play calling from his head coach and trying to change things up. Last year, after Andover won in the playoffs, they faced off against St. John's Prep before losing 35-28
2nd down and 7. The ball is at the
semifinals.
8-yard line.
Here is Delato. Motions Ramos to the backfield. Gives it over to him up the middle. Picking up a 4 yards before being wrapped up
Joshua Ramos.
by number 10, Max Stevens, coming in on there. So Stevens, who was a real nose for the ball, was able to make the tackle. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Golden Warriors. And splitting out, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Delato trying to mix the play up, scrambles to his left, fires on the run, incomplete pass. Intended for number 11, Patrick Dennehy. Late hit provided by number 52, Luke Butler, on the quarterback. And Seamus Florio is going to come onto the field to attempt a field goal to try to add 3 points to the board. You don't see too many field goals in high school football anymore. This one from 25. And that kick is easily through the uprights and into the back of the field over the fences.
Remaining in the first half. The score is Andover 16.
And Andover takes the lead 16-14 as the Golden Warriors have proven to have been a formidable threat. And a lot of fans coming into this game thought this was going to be a one-sided bout, but for the second straight year, it's been quite a game.
Back deep for the Minutemen is Jack Marson and Joshua Fleming.
Jack Marston and Josiah Fleming back to try to return this one. Both guys very small and agile, coming in at 5'6" and 5'7", weighing in between 135 and 140 pounds. So they don't really pack too much of a punch offensive or defensively, but definitely can provide a great mix of speed and agility. Here's the kick by Florio. That one's bouncing and is going to be taken by Marson. And Marson, the ball pops loose. And that is given to the Golden Warriors. Andover picks up the ball as Marson fumbled it. And what an awful play by the Minutemen, as right after giving up 3 points, their defense has to come back onto the field after fumbling it on the kick return. Delotto throwed to be back under shotgun. Has 3 to the left and 1 to the right. In the gun, takes a snap, gives it over on the pitch to his man, who is wrapped up at around the 33. And that was Ramos on the carry. And Lexington's fan section is just quiet at this point, pretty much in shock of the turn of events. Lexington showing a blitz, 5-man rush. Delotto takes it up the middle before being stuffed. And it's going to be tackled in the pile. Max Stevens coming up with the tackle, his 4th of the night. Having a pretty good game and stopping the run so far, but no pressure on the quarterback, which has been a troubling factor, as they have not been able to generate any pass rush on Delotto, who has had plenty of time in the pocket to fling the ball downfield or throw screens to his left and right. Has Moody to his left along with Gillette. Delotto trying to force the defense to an offsides. 3rd and 1, takes a snap, fires to his right, incomplete pass over the head of number 41, John Murata, who is open, beating Jack Marson, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 1. And Andover's offense is going to stay on the field as they're going to go for it. No surprise here, easily 4th down territory. And showing a spread offense right here, wouldn't be surprised with a quarterback sneak. Here's Delotto motioning to his men, drops under center, takes a snap on the quarterback sneak, looking for it, and he might have come up short. And still waiting for a call. And that's going to be a turnover on downs, as Lexington's defense comes up big when it matters, forcing Delotto to turn the ball over. And Freelick gets another chance on offense. Number 78, Tenzin Parashur, the defensive tackle, making the stop. Not being fooled. And the Minutemen with about 2:58 remaining. Still plenty of time to get a score on the board before the first half comes to a close. Three-man rush, flips it over to Quint. Quint making a man miss. Has an open field, has a couple blockers. Quint accelerating, and he's gone into the end zone. Ben Quint for the second time of the night, proving to be pure magic. And just like that, the Minutemen take the lead. Ben Quint fired up. And as the muskets fire, the Minutemen are now back in the game. And what a fantastic run after the catch by Quint. And Lexington's going to go for it on the two-point conversion as Freelick jogs back onto the field. A little confusion as Hewitt jogs onto the field. And Freelick's going to set this one to hold.
Second Hewitt is on to attempt the extra point for Lexington.
Here's Hewitt. Plenty of room. Kick is through the uprights and good. As the Minutemen take the lead with a score of 21. Tough to read the scoreboard to 16. And this is quite a game from Harold Crum Field, as both teams seem pretty evenly matched in this bout. Hewitt set to kick this one off. 2:43 remaining in the second quarter. And plenty of time for Andover to get back on the scoreboard. And Quint going back to that play, a 72-yard touchdown. What a carry from him, who's having a monster game and leading this Minutemen offense as the MVP so far of the match. It looks like there might have been a penalty on the field earlier, so Hewitt will be forced to kick it from the 25-yard line. Taking his steps, and that's a bit of a squib kick to around the 35-yard line as Andover jumps on top of it. Number 33, Micah White, fell on top of it, making sure the ball would not come loose. And not too happy the calls or the fan section. Nonetheless, here's Delato in the shotgun at the 35-yard line. Drops back, fires over to his right before being knocked out of bounds by number 2, Jack Marson. Number 11, Patrick Donahue on the reception. And Dennehy filling in, having a pretty good game so far, making some easy receptions for short yardage. And that handoff is given straight up the middle to number 3, Joshua Ramos, the halfback, who gets the ball to the 50-yard line, picking up the first down for the Warriors. On the no huddle, Delato fires to his right. That pass is completed to Dennehy. Continues to move the chains. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and down, stopping the clock at, never mind, as the clock continues to tick down. Second and 1, here's Delato, fakes it on the handoff over to, I believe, Moody, who is wrapped up past the 40-yard line, who picks up the first down. Ramos on the carry. So Andover continues to move the sticks with just under 2 minutes remaining in the half. Delato takes a snap, fires across center field, and that pass is caught by Dennehy again. And running in the no huddle is Andover. Delato takes a snap, gives it over to Ramos, who has an open hole before being stuffed and wrapped up. Before being tackled by 18, Curtis Mariano. In the shotgun, Delato takes a snap, gives it over to Ramos up the middle, who's wrapped up yet again. Number 10, Max Stevens, coming in there to make the stop. And Stevens with a fantastic game so far. And there's going to be an official timeout. Trying to discuss the last play. And they're going to come over to measure this one out. And that's good for a first down. Just got it by about 3 inches. And Andover moves the chains. Seconds remaining at Harold Crum. Andover in the second quarter takes a snap, drops back as Delato, pressured and wrapped up. The ball pops loose, and he's going to run it number 79 before being tripped up. Will Thomas scooping that one up after the sack, and that is a change in tides. As Lexington forcing the turnover and now back in a fantastic field position.
Thank you, that was nice.
And that was number 21, Jordan Palmalas, on the free safety blitz, who knocked the ball loose. Here's Freelick, takes a snap, rushes it up the left side, trying to turn the corner, and forced out of bounds by Tommy Duncan. And back to second down. Freelick has Quint in the backfield. 2nd and 10. And there's a flag on the field. False start. And Lexington gets hit with the illegal procedure, 5 yards back. Going to be against the offensive line. So 23 seconds remaining.
Lexington is 2nd down and 15 at the Andover 30.
I know. Here's Freelick in the shotgun. Has Lane to his left. Fakes it, is going to scramble on his right. No one open, running back. Freelick fires, and that pass is caught by Lane. But there's a flag on the field, almost certainly an illegal block in the back against Lexington. And Lexington gets hit with the flag. So an illegal block in the back moves the ball back about 10 yards. And with just 9 seconds remaining, it could be Hail Mary time for the Minutemen. And we have a timeout on the field as Andover takes it, trying to change up their defensive scheme to prepare for the imminent shot downfield. Lexington with a 5-point lead despite already having 3 first-half turnovers, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble off the kickoff.
9 seconds on the clock.
Here's Freelick in the shotgun. Has Quint with him to his left in the backfield. And referees grouping up to try and talk.
Washington has 2nd down.
Maybe trying to clear something up. And Lexington in a 2nd and 28.
9 seconds remaining in the half. Washington 2nd down and
Freelick
28.
in the backfield with Quint. Has time under center, is going to scramble it himself up the middle, picking up some space before being wrapped up around the 31-32 yard line.
Timeout, Lexington.
And Lexington takes the timeout with 4 seconds remaining,
First half.
as this could be their last offensive play of the drive and the first half. George Peterson trying to get a play call right for his squad to get into the end zone for the 4th time of the first half. Lexington, the high-powered offense, averaging 44 points per game, trying to get that yet again in this ball game.
Lexington is going to attempt the field goal.
And Lexington's going to try a field goal from the 38-yard line. From the And this is going to be a 48-yard field goal attempt for Hewitt. High snap, Hewitt with the kick, has the leg, and that is good for the field goal. Duncan Hewitt from 48 yards. What a talent he is as the half comes to a close, as the Minutemen take the 24-16 lead off the amazing 48-yard field goal kick. You don't even see that much in college, and just like that, it's halftime as the Minutemen are up by 8 points. We'll see you at the start of the second half.
All across America, the NFL and United Way are inspiring kids to get healthy and more active. Join us. Find ways to help kids in your neighborhood at liveunited.org/healthykids.
Welcome to Harold Crum Field for the start of second half action, as the Lexington Minutemen are currently up 24-16 over their guest, the Andover Golden Warriors, in tonight's matchup. So far, it's been pretty two-sided, as the Minutemen are leading by 8, including 2 fantastic runs by Ben Quint, one from 68 and the other from 72. While the offense has been doing pretty well with Quint, Freelick has been struggling as he's thrown 2 interceptions so far in this ball game, which set up Andover in very good field position. Now to the other side of the ball, the Golden Warriors have been doing all right, as senior quarterback Nick Delato has rushed for a touchdown and thrown one himself, so definitely a pretty good start for him, as he hasn't as he has only connected with Gillette on 2 receptions tonight, one of them which was for a touchdown. This kick by Hewitt is up over to his man, dropped it around the 34-yard line. Number 24, Tommy Duncan, on the carry. So at the start of the second half, Delato sitting with the ball at the 33-yard line. Here's Delato, has 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. In the shotgun, gives it over on the draw to Ramos up the middle, who was tackled by number 84, Sean Sullivan. As he picks up
Second down and 5.
about 4 on the carry. And Gillette motioning over to the right. 3 receivers. Moody in motion. On the pitch over to Ramos. Ramos cutting inside and outside before being stuffed at about the 42. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Brought down by Max Lane.
So Ramos had a couple extra blockers, could see that the outside lane, which was the original design play, wasn't open, and just took it inside. And the big and powerful defensive line for Lexington was able to read it and stuff him. Here's a 3rd down. Lexington with a 3-man defensive front. Showing a blitz from Stevens. And he's pressured, and that pass goes incomplete, as Delato had to throw it away. Number 10, Max Stevens, laid him out and got a pretty good hit on him. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Golden Warriors.
4th down and 2.
So 4th and 2 at their own 42-yard line. And Andover is going to go for it on 4th and 2. Delato in the shotgun. Gives it over on the pitch to Ramos, who picks up the first down and more, bursting into the secondary before being tackled by Ben Quint.
Freeland and Ben Quinn on the tackle.
And moving the chains out to the 43-yard line. Here's Nick Delato, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Drops back on the handoff over to Ramos, who is wrapped up by number 10, Max Stevens, reading the run perfectly.
Max Stevens in on the tackle.
And Stevens, the linebacker, was just able to get to the halfback on the dive before he could create any havoc and stops him from picking up any yardage. Second and 10, Delato. Takes it, drops back, has an extra blocker, fires to his left. That pass is completed to his man, number, I believe, 21, Brendan Moody. And he's going to pick up the first down and more.
Brendan Moody, tackled by Ben Quinn. Andover picks up
So
the
Ben
first
Quint,
down.
the safety, coming over to make the tackle. And on the opening drive for the Golden Warriors, their offense is moving at will. Delato in the shotgun, gives it on the draw. Cutting outside is Ramos.
Tackled by
Coasting all the way towards midfield.
7-yard gain, second down and 3.
So 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard pickup by Ramos. And it will be interesting to see what Lexington does defensively with only a 3-man front as they've played so far on this drive, showing a couple of late blitzes from Max Stevens. Takes the snap, gives it over to Ramos, who picks up the first down and more, and wrapped up by the ankles by number 9, Sal Freelick, the quarterback, playing defense. Not something you see very often, as he came over to make the stop.
Inside the 10-yard line, it'll be first and goal for the Warriors.
And the Warriors get into first and goal territory at about the 7-yard line. Delato takes a snap, gives it over on the pitch to Ramos, who gets an outside angle before being stopped by Freelick, sliding in to make the tackle.
Once again, Joshua Ramos is the ball carrier for Andover, and he is tackled by Sal Freeman. Second down.
And that's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
The ball is placed at the 5-yard line.
Delato in the gun, takes it himself straight up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed by Lexington. What a great tackle made by number 84, Sean Sullivan, coming over.
Tommy Duncan was the ball carrier. In on the stop once again, number 9, Sal Freeman.
Tommy Duncan
For Lexington.
taking the carry and couldn't pick up the extra yards to get into the end zone.
Down.
As Delato jogs onto the field after a delayed speaking with his head coach. And scoring here would be very big for the Golden Warriors, as the Minutemen are going to try to do whatever they can to hold them off. Whistles blown on the field,
Timeout, Lexington.
and we have a timeout as the Minutemen take it with 5:22 remaining in the third quarter.
Your sister's here? Did you see her?
Both teams trying to get set up. The Minutemen, it would be huge for them to get a stop in this territory, as it's most likely going to be 4th down area given the time and possession. And the winner of this game will get to go on and play against either the victor of St. John's Prep or Everett. So Lexington competing to try to get a victory in tonight's matchup. Not as high scoring as the last time these two teams met last year. And Lexington trying to change their fate from the past season. Here they are, Dolato in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Has Ramos in the backfield. Receiver in motion is Moody. Takes it himself, throwing in the end zone, and that pass is blocked by number 8, James Lane, who stuck his right arm up, was able to deflect it. What a great tip pass, as the special teams unit jogs onto the field for Andover. And this is going to be a 20-yard field goal attempt. Should be an easy kick. And that one straight through the left of the uprights, as the score becomes 24-19 here at Harold Crum Field. Just a 5-point ball game, as Lexington is not easily going to win this one. Other games going on tonight include the Burlington Red Devils 0-7 facing off against Revere, who's 1-6 over in Revere. Burlington searching for their first win. Revere searching for their second. Also, the Woburn Tanners are facing off against Masconet, trying to get a victory there. And that kick is squibbed, maybe an onside, as number 85, Noah Monzillo, falls on top of the ball. And Lexington's going to take over. So a fresh set of downs on a new drive for the Minutemen, as they have it at the 36-yard line. Freelich not having his usual high-quality game tonight, as he's already thrown for 2 picks, including a 1 touchdown pass to Ben Quint. And he's certainly going to try to change that performance. Here's Freelich. He's going to take it on the quarterback draw up the middle, still on his feet, and brought down just near the first down marker. And that's going to move the chains as Sal Freelich picks up 10. Freelich takes the pigskin, drops back, is going to try to run it himself, and falls down at about the 50-yard line as number 5, Anthony Deloia, jumps on top of him. As the referees change out some of the balls. Hopefully one isn't deflated. And here's Freelich in the shotgun as Quint to his right. Bianchi in motion. Takes the snap. Gives it over to Quint on the draw. Quint picking up space. 1 man to beat. Ben Quint does it again, and he's in for the touchdown, his third of the night. But there's a flag on the field.
Ben Quinn gets to the end zone, however, we do have a flag on the play.
So the excitement gets taken off Lexington as the penalty looks like it's going to be against the offense.
Holding against Lexington.
And Lexington gets hit with a holding penalty.
Repeat second
A heartbreaker, bringing up second down.
Nice try though, Ryan.
As the refs spot the ball back. 10 yards. Down to the 40-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 17. And Ben Quint nearly got away for his third touchdown of the night. Unfortunately, a call against the offensive line drops it back. Here's Freelick to try to recreate some magic. Has Quint with him. Bianchi in motion, going to run the same play. Gives it over. Freelick takes it on the quarterback draw up the middle. Freelick spinning around, making a man miss, and tackled in the midst of the secondary at around the 36-35-yard line. First down, Lexington. And just like that, the momentum sways in favor of the Minutemen. Number 5, Anthony DeLolia making the tackle. Here's Freelick in the shotgun. Is going to fake the screen, run it himself up the left sideline, turning on the Jets. Still on his feet, one man to beat, and Freelick dives into the end zone for the touchdown. And just like that, the Minutemen get on the board for the first time of the second half. And another flag is on the field. And it's against the offense. Another killer penalty, 2 flags. Both would have resulted in a touchdown. And Lexington with just some stupid plays. And that was their third touchdown called back. And just an absolute heartbreaker.
Hey, is there a gym in here?
And the fans not too happy with the last few referee calls. Freelick trying to set something up with Bianchi and Lane to his left. As Blanchard to his right. Bianchi in motion. Fakes it. Freelick scrambles to the right, avoiding pressure. Gets the pass off. And that pass is incomplete, out of the end zone. Intended for Ryan Blanchard. And finally, a penalty is called against the defense. And that's an automatic first down for the Minutemen. And finally, something goes their way. And the ball is going to be put down at about the 14-yard line. 13-yard line. Freelick in the shotgun. Has Quint with him. Tosses it over on the late pitch. Quint making one man miss, but wrapped up from the ankles by number 23, Matt Meager, making the initial tackle. Bit of confusion on the play, whether over a football. And the referee gets back to spotting the ball at around the 11-yard line. Freelick at the 15. Plenty of time. Takes the snap. Freelick looks to his right, fakes it, pressured, gets the pass off, and that is caught incomplete. Bianchi out of the back of the end zone. And that was the second straight reception out of the end zone that falls incomplete. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Minutemen with 2:19 remaining in the third quarter. Lexington's offensive line needs to contain this pass rush. Freelick takes a snap, fakes it to Quint, has it himself. Almost brought down, and he is sacked behind the line of scrimmage by number 36, Michael Dutton. And that's going to be a 4th down for the Minutemen. 24-19 is the score, and not sure what they'll do here as they tried a field goal from 48 yards at the end of the first half. They're going to go for it. Freelick in the shotgun, takes a snap on a couple of reverse plays on the laterals, and they're going to throw it to the quarterback, and Freelick is in for the touchdown. What a trick play. I've never seen it like that in high school football. Bianchi with the pinpoint pass to Sal Freelick into the right back of the end zone. What a play call by head coach George Peterson. And Lexington with a bit of trickery. As they take an 11-point lead. And here's Hewitt to kick. Takes the snap, and that is through the uprights as the Minutemen lead 31-19 with 1:22 remaining in the third quarter and get their first score of the second half.
With the score Lexington 31, Andover 19, 1:22 remaining in the third quarter.
And Duncan Hewitt is going to come out to set to kick this one off for the Minutemen. And Lexington needs to be very tricky on holding on to this lead, as history could repeat itself. Last year, they had a 13-point lead going into the fourth quarter, I believe. And then in the fourth quarter, Andover was able to climb the ladder and come back and win in overtime. So hopefully history won't repeat itself and Lexington can hold on to it. Here's Hewitt to kick. Line drive. Back to about the 5. And he's going to run it back, trying to make someone miss before being wrapped up by number 21, Jordan Pomales. Jordan wrapping him up. And pinning Andover to about the 19-yard line. So not great offensive territory
own
or
19-yard
field
line.
position rather, for Delato to work with. Delato in the shotgun on the pitch. Over to his man, who is wrapped up by number 78, I believe. Max Stevens made the tackle, excuse me. The inside linebacker, what seems to be his 6th or 7th tackle of the night. And that's going to be no gain, bringing up a second down. The 2-seeded Lexington looking for a victory over the 7-seeded Andover Golden Warriors. 3 receivers to the left. And that pass is fired, nearly broken up. Intended for Moody. As number 28, Ben Clint, and number 23, Matt Pustere, nearly broke that one up. And he only got up a couple inches higher. Could have picked that one off. Lexington with a bit of change of defensive personnel as they take out their defensive tackle, Tenzin Parashur, and go for a smaller sized lineup. 4-man rush. Showing a late blitz. Here is Delato. Delato getting pushed out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a sack. So Luke Butler getting to the quarterback. And Andover is going to be forced to punt on 4th down near their own end zone.
The ball is at their own 21-yard line. Ben Quinn back to take the kick.
Line drive kick, and that was a pooch almost, but gets a good roll.
And that kick will be down.
And that's going to go to about the 35-yard line of Lexington.
36.
So not the greatest distance, to say the least, but you know, she's not the best height, but definitely got the distance on the roll. And 4 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter as Lexington gets to take over and go for another offensive possession after scoring that touchdown on the prior drive as receiver Anthony Bianchi threw a dime to quarterback Sal Freelick on the trick play. Here's Freelick in the shotgun for what looks to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Stacked trips formation to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Here is Quint on the draw. Quint picking up some yardage with the 2nd effort and wrapped up at around the 42-yard line. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter as the Lexington Minutemen are up 31-19 over the Andover Golden Warriors. And there's a couple flags on the field.
Did they stop? The court is over?
Yes. We've been saying that. Wait, there's a flag before the quarter ends.
What happened to the camera that was filming the... Yeah, battery.
And looks like there's a couple flags on the field. All the referees grouping up to make the call before the quarter comes to a close. All right. So that's going to be a personal foul. So offsetting penalties and a pass interference against the defense. That's going to pick up a first down.
This, right? In the monitor.
And Lexington picks up the first down as the third quarter comes to a close. As we'll see you at the start of the fourth.
I'm Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints, and I'm proud to wear pink as part of the NFL's A Crucial Catch campaign to help the American Cancer Society fight back against breast cancer. 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to the American Cancer Society for support. That's why our work together is so important, because a world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. For more information, call us at 800-227-2345 or visit us online at cancer.org.
And welcome back to Harold Crum Field at the start of the fourth quarter as the Minutemen start out with a first down from the 47-yard line. Trying to get another score on the board as they currently have a 2-possession lead over their opponents, the Golden Warriors. So their own 47 after switching sides. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Here's Freelick. Freelick on the quarterback draw up the middle, accelerating and wrapped up for the first down. Sal Freelick showing that young speed.
Calvin DeVilla was the defensive tackle on that play.
So Calvin Manillo making the tackle on Freelick, coming from behind. Bianchi in motion, fakes it to him. Here's Freelick on the quarterback draw, escaping, finding a lane. Freelick, and he's tripped up out of bounds. Sal Freelick picking up more yards and showing why he's one of the best in the league.
First down, Lexington. The ball is at the end of 14.
No, it looks beautiful. 7 before quarter started, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. What button is it? I just wonder.
Bunched formation out to the left. Freelick takes the snap, pitches it over to his man, and Quint is into the end zone for the 3rd time of the night. Ben Quint, the MVP of the ball game, puts another 6 on the board for Lexington, making the score 37-19. Ben Quint with his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Touchdown run for Ben Quint. Duncan Hewitt will line up for the extra point.
As Duncan Hewitt comes on to try to knock the extra point through the uprights. And make it a 3-score game.
Hey, yo, guys, we expect you to charge.
And Hewitt's kick is straight through the uprights as the Minutemen take a 38-19 lead over their opponents, the Andover Golden Warriors. After that drive was led by the quarterback and captain Sal Freelick. And Duncan Hewitt going to set to kick this one off as Andover needs to get something going offensively to try to get back in the game. Could expect to see a lot of passing plays as they don't want to waste too much time off the clock.
Hewitt will kick off for Lexington.
Ramos towards the back of the end zone, set to return this one. Hewitt taking his steps, a far kick to about the 5-yard line, and Andover is going to return this one.
And Joel on the return
Nick Duena on the return before being wrapped up towards the 25. And that's going to start out a new drive for the Golden Warriors. Here's Delata, takes the snap, gives it over to Ramos, who's wrapped up near the line of scrimmage by number 10, Max Stevens, making the tackle. A little shaken up. So 2nd and 10 after picking up 0 yardage. Delata trying to continue his team's hopes of extending the season into the Massachusetts State Finals. Trying to get into the postseason. Lexington has already won the division as they're playing to make it into the tournament. Here's Delata, who takes the snap, fires to his right. That pass is incompleted. Intended for number 11, Patrick Dennehy. And Andover gets faced with a 3rd down, trying to convert. Just around 9 minutes remaining. Delata in the empty backfield. Has 5 receivers, takes the snap, drops back, has pressure, fires downfield, and that pass is intercepted by Ben Quint, who runs it back and still on his feet, tackled at around the 37-yard line. Ben Quint picking the pass off. And great pressure provided by Sean Sullivan, the defensive end, hitting Delata and helping knock that ball loose. And after that fantastic interception, Lexington starts out with stellar field position to either run out the clock a bit more or just go in for another touchdown. Freelick lines up at the 42, fakes it on the play action, finds Bianchi on the slant route, who's tackled by the ankles at around the 15. And what a great route by Bianchi, who got off the line of scrimmage quick, avoiding the press coverage and picked up the 1st down on the slant. Freelick going no huddle. Here's Freelick. Takes the snap, is going to run it up the middle himself, avoiding a defensive tackle. And tackled near the 10-yard line, picking up 5 on the carry. 2nd down for the Minutemen. With just about 8 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Freelick commanding his offense. Avoids out of the pocket and finds Bianchi and gets both feet down into the end zone. Anthony Bianchi for his 1st touchdown of the night. 1 passing touchdown he threw himself and 1 reception. And just like that, the Minutemen take a commanding lead. 44-19. As they prove to be better than last year. Freelick to hold and Hewitt to kick. Freelick takes the snap. The kick is good through the uprights for Hewitt, as he's not missed one tonight. That makes the score 45-19, as the Lexington Minutemen take a commanding lead over the Andover Warriors. And 7:46 remaining in the quarter. And Andover is going to at least try to make this a game. Plenty of time for some miracle to happen.
Ramos in the flank back deep for Andover. Once again, Duncan Hewitt will be kicking off for Lexington.
Ramos back deep, along with Duncan Hewitt to kick this one off. Hewitt from the 40. Takes the kick, and that's back deep toward the 5-yard line, returnable. Andover with some room to run, and he's going to be wrapped up around the 37.
Fill the blank was the ball carrier on the return. Tackled by Duncan Hewitt. Rosie. First down, Andover. The ball is at their own 36-yard line.
That was a big mistake.
Really? She did?
Even though he's on this one.
Here's Delato in the shotgun, trying to get something going offensively. Moody in motion in the backfield. Takes the snap, gives it over to Ramos up the middle, who picks up about 9 on the carry, close to a first down.
Second down.
Allowing the clock to tick down as Andover goes no huddle.
Ryan, can you start putting those in bags too?
Lexington, 4-man rush. Here's Ramos, who picks up the first down. Wrapped up by number 79, Will Thomas, the captain.
Will Thomas was the tackler. First and 10 Andover. Ball is at their own 48-yard line.
Ball at the 48, first down. Delato, 3-man rush, fires over the top. That pass is completed to number 41, John Murata.
First down Andover.
Murata coming in big, as we haven't seen too much from number 88, Cedric Gillette, who was a huge playmaker and had 3 touchdowns the last time these two teams faced off. Here's Ramos on the run. Ramos looks like he picks up the first down.
Picked up by Matt Busateri.
Maybe close to it. As Andover continues to allow the clock to tick down. Delato takes a snap, gives it over to his man Ramos up the right side, turning on to the Jets. Still on his feet.
The ball carrier.
Picking up the first down and more, some extra yardage for him.
Tony Bianchi hit on the stop.
And number 7, Anthony Bianchi, making the tackle. The deep safety able to come over and stop the run. And the handoff is given straight up the middle to Ramos, who jogs it into the end zone for the touchdown. And Andover gets their first touchdown of the second half.
Tommy Duncan, number 24, scores the
Tommy Duncan, excuse me, not Ramos, runs it into the end zone. As here is Peter Stylos set to attempt the extra point. As the time and the kick is well through the uprights.
And the kick is good.
As Stylos makes the score 45-26 with 5:41 remaining in the fourth quarter, as the Minutemen are still in a very commanding lead.
5:41 remaining in the fourth quarter. Lexington is 45 and Andover is 26 as the teams head upfield.
That's great. My car broke down.
Broke down.
My car broke down.
Here's the other one. It's another one. I think it's connected to this one. I'm saying.
Jack Martin back deep for the Minutemen. Florio kick it off.
have to wait for him. Thanks, Right, you're gonna be back at like this, like a big deal. It's gonna stay in the cover.
Timeout.
And timeouts taken on the field by the Minutemen. Yeah, as the game is still a two-score ball game. The Minutemen are most definitely going to try to run this clock out with only 5:41 remaining.
Jack Larson is lone deep man for Lexington.
Lawson set to return this one. As an onside kick is most likely going to be coming, and they squib it instead. And as he falls on top of it, number 2, Jack Marson.
Larson drops on the ball. Lexington will start out first and 10.
And Lexington starts out the play first and 10 with 5:41 remaining.
At their own 20-yard line.
What's her name again? I think I have it. You're kind of like twangy, but like, yeah. Really?
Lexington taking some time to go onto the field, trying to think out their last offensive game plan.
Did you ever listen to Hooray for Rick Rock? Listen to them sometimes. Okay, I'm curious. Oh, dude, that's so good. I can come up and take over for you on the camera if you're ready to go. Yeah. Hang on.
There you go, Freelick in the shotgun, three receivers to the right, one to the left. And a bit of an audible setting up here for this Andover defense. Freelick has it on the pitch, just gets it over to Quint. Quint picking up some space before him being wrapped up with the 31, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding against Lexington.
And Lexington gets hit with the holding 10-yard penalty. Freelick in the gun after stopping the clock due to the penalty. drops back to the 10, is going to scramble it himself, trying to get an outside angle before being wrapped up at around the 21.
Freelich is the ball carrier. Austin Lee was the tackle on that play. Second down and 13.
And after a long
Second down and 7.
And after a long referee conversation, the play is finally able to start. Here's Freelich setting up the play. His bunch formation of receivers to the right, one to the left. Has Quint in the backfield with him. And that's a play action pass. They throw it deep. And that pass is caught across the 30-yard line. Catch made to James Lane, streaking on the go route. And just like that, the Minutemen are back into perfect field position and have a chance to put up another touchdown in this ball game, as the clock continues to tick below 5 minutes. Back in the no huddle, here's Freelich, wasting no time as Bianchi in motion. Freelich gives it over to Quint on the reverse. Quint picking up some space and wrapped up
Quint was the ball carrier.
just short of the 15. Wait, excuse me, 25.
Quint picks up 3.
And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. Here's Freelich. Freelich fires over the cross to Bianchi. Bianchi trying to make a move. Dives into the end zone. And Bianchi's in for his 2nd receiving touchdown of the night. Making men miss and finally getting in there. And this second half has been a blowout for the Minutemen. As chants from the fans come along, as they're getting pretty excited, hoping for a berth to the playoffs, and that's almost certainly going to happen. Lexington did not make it last year, but they're going to change that in about 3 minutes and 34 seconds.
Lexington 36, Andover 26.
And just like that, the Minutemen are up 46-26 over their opponents. It's an error on the scoreboard, yeah. And that's going to be 53-26. Good catch.
52 to 26.
Plenty of trouble on the scoreboard tonight. So 52-26 as the Minutemen take a commanding 26-point lead, making it a 4-score ball game with only 3.5 minutes remaining as the chants continue from the fan section, as this is going to be a playoff berth for Lexington. Hewitt with a nice high-flying kick to the 20-yard line. That ball is returnable to about the 33-yard line before number 34, Zach Olson, makes the tackle.
Ramos on the return for Andover. Johnny Bachman on the tackle for Lexington.
So Bauchman making the tackle for the Minutemen. Lexington showing a three-man defensive front. Here's number 11 on the reception, making a man miss and wrapped up by the ankles
Kennedy on the reception.
by number 11, Duncan Hewitt.
Tackled by Gabe Van Emmen.
And Gabe Van Emmen. Here's Delato in the shotgun. Takes the snap, gives it over to Ramos. And he's wrapped up by number 78, Tenzin Parashur,
Picks up a first down for
the
Andover.
315, 6'2" defensive tackle.
Ball is at their own 45-yard line.
If you're just tuning in, it's under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter as the Lexington Minutemen are underway to go to the second round of the Massachusetts State Playoffs, as they currently have a 26-point lead over their opponents, the Andover Golden Warriors, who they lost to this year, but it's been a change of events. Nick Delato. This could be one of his last games in the uniform. Fires over to his right. That catch is made as he picks up the first down.
Pass complete to number 41, John Morata.
Number 41, the captain, John Murata, making the reception
Andover picks up another first
across the chains. Going no huddle. Andover takes the snap, gives it over straight up the middle. And he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Number 24 on the carry, Tommy Duncan.
Tackled by a host of the Minutemen, led by number 52, Luke Butler.
Number 52, Luke Butler, making the tackle but shaken up. And he's going to limp off the field. And he's been a pretty dominant force for this linebacking core so far tonight. Getting after the quarterback and shaking off his man. Doesn't need help walking off the sideline. He's a big man. He's all right. Now back to football. Here's Delato. Three receivers to the left, one to the right. Drops back, avoids the pressure. Fires. That pass is completed. To number 41, the ball pops loose.
Pass is complete and fumbled.
And it's going to be recovered by Andover.
The fumble was recovered by number 13, Alex Pasco. Andover gets a first down on that play.
So Alec Pasco, the wide receiver, jumps on top of it. And that's going to bring up a new fresh set of downs. Nick Pilato in the gun. Has Ramos with him. Ramos takes the ball hard up the middle, picking up the first down and more. Leaping towards the goal line at around the 5.
Tackled by number 28, Ben Quint.
Quinton making the tackle as the clock ticks down to just about a minute remaining.
For a first and goal. Appears to be on the 5-yard line. First and goal, Andover.
breaking out of the huddle. Here's Delato. Has Ramos in the gun with him to the right in the backfield. Takes the snap. Has an extra blocker. Fires into double coverage. And that pass goes incomplete. Bianchi tried to dive for it and pick it off as it falls short. And here's Delato back in the gun. 56 seconds remaining. Delato gives it over up the middle to his back, who picks up the touchdown. Ramos with his second of the night. And puts 6 on the board, but none of the less. The Minutemen are going to end this game off after the extra point and claim their title. Andover was searching for their second straight playoff berth. Their last year being the Minutemen in the same style. Lexington switching things up here. And that kick is good through the uprights, nearly chipped or blocked. Nonetheless, tack another point onto the scoreboard. And with 53 seconds left, Lexington leads 52-33 at Harold Crum Field.
If I could have your attention, we'd like to ask you to assist the DPW. They do such a great job setting this field up, breaking it down.
And what a fantastic game this has been for both sides. A tough-fought first-half battle, but in the second half it was clear that one team just wanted it more, and that was Lexington, as they put up 28 second-half points. What a fantastic game from them, as Lexington's offense broke the whole of their regular averages. They usually score 44 points per game. Tonight, putting up 52. And the star of the show to say would definitely be Ben Quint, who's added 3 rushing touchdowns. Would have been 4 or 5 if it weren't for a couple penalties. And that kick is floated to about the 35, fair caught. And Bianchi stops it. And Lexington is just seconds away from a victory. 85 combined points scored tonight. It's been a battle of the offenses, and Lexington has come out on top, led by Sal Freelick and Ben Quint.
Lexington, at this point, will be home next week. The game time and day will be announced.
And Lexington will go on to match up against the victor of either St. John's Prep or Everett. So that will be a tough matchup for the Minutemen.
We have called that. 3. 3? Oh, I thought it was 3-night drive alone. We had a couple in the first half. I think 3. 4 or 5.
Here's Freelick in the shotgun. Gives it over to Quint to pick up some yardage and extend that yards per carry, and down to about the 40.
We just got an update out of Everett. Everett is up 48-7 late in the third quarter.
And Everett is up 48-7 in the third quarter over St. John's Prep. And that's going to be the matchup probably next week, as the Minutemen are going to take on the undefeated Everett. Both teams are going to probably come into the matchup at 8-0. And the clock is going to tick down below 0, and that's the end of the game, as the Lexington Minutemen walk away with a victory and get into the playoffs for the first time in a few years, led by quarterback Sal Freelick and running back Ben Quint. Thanks for joining us in tonight's ball game. It was truly spectacular as Lexington showed that they were a dominant team, continuing their 8-win streak. I've been Joe Viscioni with LexMedia. Thanks for watching.